Good morning again. So, I just made a video, and so I'm making another video. This one is about lying. I was talking about truth. Well, actually, it should be about truth. You can tell. I should say the people, or the reason why people are uncomfortable. There we go. The reason why people are uncomfortable with truth is because they're used to living in lies. They're used to living lies. They're used to telling lies. This is also the same thing as living in denial, because anything that you're in denial of, meaning you're in the opposition of truth. So you're living in denial, therefore you're not living in truth, and therefore you're lying. And so you live in lies, and this is why people are so uncomfortable with truth. This is why it's so uncomfortable for people to speak truth, because they're so used to living in lies. In lies. That's their most comfortable space, living in a lie, because their whole life is a lie. Most people don't even know this. They have no idea that they're living in lies, that they're living in deceit. Why'd I get behind this diesel thing? My fresh air. They're living in deceit. Deceit, self-deceit, self-deception. They're deceiving others because they're living a lie. And this is why it's so uncomfortable and so difficult for people to speak the truth and live in truth. It's foreign. It's so foreign. It's like people who don't walk. You know, they're sedentary all the time. It's very difficult for them to really get into the groove of walking because they're so used to not walking. And the same thing with people who do walk. With people who are exercising and walking, are active all the time, it's very difficult for them to sit in one spot, because during their life, or I should say throughout their life, they've been so active, and this is their norm. And so when you find someone who, you know, can't speak truth, they can't admit the truth, it's because they've just been living in self-deception for so long. And, you know, like I said yesterday in my video, you know, have compassion for them. And this is one thing that I've noticed. It's like, you know what? Most people aren't lying because they want to be deceptive. I mean, most people do. But a lot of times, they're not even aware of it. It's just the way of life. It's just the way of life. And the thing is, we lie to make things look a certain way, to make ourselves look a certain way, to make things look a certain way, so that we can continue living the facade. And that's all the lie is. You're just living in facade. And I mean, it doesn't take away or add anything if you use line or facade. It's all the same thing, because it's not the truth. But people are so used to controlling the narrative, controlling how something looks, and because of that, they only know how to lie. And the thing is, it's not lying to them, because they don't see it as lying. They just see it as, this is the way, it has to look like this. I don't want to get behind you. It's a big old mess. Big old mess. Let them in. So, you know, just be mindful of that. You know, when you see someone who can't tell the truth, it's not because they really don't want to. It's just they don't know how to. They've been living life a certain way, and that's all they know. That's all they know. And because of their insecurities that they have, because of their lack of worth, lack of value, because of all these lacks that they have within them, they have to tell the story that they want to see for themselves. They have to do that. Otherwise, they'll end up feeling the pain. They'll end up feeling the lack. So when someone goes, you know, to a job interview and they're like, yeah, I can do this and I can do that, and they really can, and then they're hired, and then they're failing, it's because they didn't want to see the lack within themselves. So they told the story. Yeah, I'm great at that. Oh, yeah, I have experience in this. You know, people, you know, put fabrications on their resumes all the time. Yeah, I know how to do that. And then you hire them and they don't know how to do it. You know, oh, it's been a long time since I've done it, you know. They come up with all kinds of more excuses, more lies. Look, people, you need more lies to cover up the lies. You need more lies to cover up the lies, but you don't need more truths to expose the truth. The truth is already exposed. It's naked as is. You don't need clothing. You don't need clothing. That's what the Adam and Eve story about, being naked and having and hiding because they were naked. The only reason why they were, I'm not saying that this is a true story, but what it represents is they thought that they were less than, and they weren't less than. But because they felt they were less than, they had to cover themselves up because that's what they saw, even though it wasn't the truth. So they had to cover up the lie. They had to cover up the lie. The lie is we are not worth, or we are less than. We are ashamed of our bodies. That's the lie. And so because they're ashamed of their bodies and they didn't want to see the shame in their bodies, well, they had to put clothes on. So I guess they use a little fig leaves. Okay. But it's the same thing, people. Same thing. Lies to cover up lies. You need something else to cover it up so you don't recognize it. And that's what people do every day. Every day. Just lie. Lie, lie, lie. Tell the truth. If you feel like something hurt your feelings, then say, hey, that hurt my feelings. Acknowledge it. If you feel if you don't like what you're hearing, then say you don't like what you're hearing. Don't let that just be it, though. Ask yourself, why don't I like this? Because anything that you don't like, anything that you judge, there's something going on within you. You have to find out what that is. So if there's something like, for instance, lying. Oh God, I used to hate liars. Because I was disappointed all the time when people lied to me. So I used to have judgment towards people who lied. I'm like, oh, I hate your guts. You're such a liar. I can't stand you, blah, 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 blah. Now I don't hate people who lie. Not as much, I should say. I don't really hate them. I understand why they do it. And I'm like, okay, well, I understand that you have so much stuff going on within you and you can't admit the truth, but you're not lying to me because I'm a bad person. You're lying to me because you feel you are less than. That's why people are lying, because they don't want to feel the lack that they hold within themselves. So now I don't see lying as, oh, why are you lying to me? You don't trust me, or you don't think I'm worthy enough, for the truth. The truth is, they don't feel worthy of the truth, which is why they're spewing out all these lies. Okay. So, I gotta be careful with these people. Sometimes they do want to hop out and hop in. There's lots of cars here. Lots of cars here. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of cars here. Lots and 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 right here, baby, right here. See that? Just like that. Smooth criminal, baby. Smooth criminal. All right, everybody, be careful with the liars out there. Yes, that means be careful with yourself, because you are your biggest liar. You are your biggest liar. We all are. We all are. I'm not saying that to exclude myself, because there are a lot of things that I'm in denial of. Some things that I'm aware of, some things that I'm not aware of. The things that I become aware of, I try to address it. I try to look at the reason why. Why am I in denial of this? And sometimes, like I said, I can't see certain things because it's just been a way of life. So, just don't condemn yourself. I don't condemn myself anymore. It's like, if I see that I'm living a falsehood, I acknowledge it, and I'm like, whoa, I've been living in this way for a while, and this is why this is going on, and I need to address that. First of all, I need to stop it, because now there's no need for it anymore. Because I'm, since I've been on this path of being truthful, I notice that anytime I recognize that there's a falsehood that I'm leading or living, it's very uncomfortable. Like, when I recognize it, it's like, oh gosh, it's so restrictive. And that's what I've noticed, mainly, is that there's a restriction associated with the lie, with the falsehood. And so what I try to do is not live that way, acknowledge whatever it is, and move on, move forward. And it's so freeing. It is so freeing, because lying is just hiding. That's all it is. You're hiding. And it's a lot of effort to seek shelter, if you will, from people, from yourself, from the truth. You're always hiding. Hiding takes a lot of effort, and when you hide, you're not free. You know, even if you're hiding behind a tree, you're not free to be out and be wherever you want to go. You know, like even like a homeless person, the same thing. Sorry if the wind was too loud. Even in the homeless person who is seeking shelter, you know, behind bushes and buildings, it's like it's very lonely to hide. So be out there in the front, you know, front and center, and speak your truth, live your truth, and it's better. Now, people may judge you, but understand where the judgment lies. The judgment lies within them, and that is penalty in itself. That's pain in and of itself. Judgment, condemnation. If it's in someone else, just be glad it's not in you. That's how I see it. That's exactly how I feel about it. I'm like, okay, if you want to have judgment within your being, that's fine. If you want to have all that anger and rage in your body, that's fine, because I know how that feels, and it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. I want freedom. I want to feel relaxed. I want to feel peace. I want to feel at ease. That's what I want to feel. So, what do? Live in truth and live in love. That's it. If someone condemns me for something, then they condemn me. But understand that the condemnation is over there. It's not over here. And that's fine with me. And it should be fine with you. And if you experience that at all, then you would really want that instead of lying, instead of living in facade, instead of hiding and doing so much energy. And you can't even be who you are. You can't be who you are. Like, even clothes, like, you know, people are like into fashion. Fine. I wear all kinds of bright colors and I don't care. You know, they say, you know, oh, you know, guys supposed to wear subdued colors. I'm like, yeah, I do that sometimes, but sometimes I want to wear my bright yellow or my bright orange or my green or whatever. I wear a purple. I wore purple yesterday. You know, so just be you. Be you. Who gives a shit about anybody else? And the thing is, if they're giving a shit about you so much to where they have to condemn you and judge you, then they deserve everything they get. Seriously, they deserve it, because the system says they deserve it. They deserve to be all locked up inside. So let it go. If someone hates you, like, I know, you know, there's a Facebook friend, and they have problems with their parents. Their parents are so mean and disrespectful and hurtful and just likes to cause pain, but only because they're in pain. But the person receiving it, they don't have to be in pain if they don't want to. They can say, you know what, hey, that's you. If you want to have all that hatred within yourself, be my guest. You have free will. God gave you the same gifts that they gave me. God gave you the same free will that God gave me. So we're good. If that's how you want to live your life, then that's how you want to live your life. But I don't want to live my life like that. So, hey, see you when I see you. Look, we don't die, so of course you can see this person again later. Isn't it? I feel, look, the way I see it, look, I'd rather not see you when you're mean and angry, and see you when you're kind and sweet and loving. That's what I want to see you. So if I have to wait 1,000 years or 100 years or 500 years or 2,000 years or 10,000 years, then I'll wait. Because I want the better version of you. I don't want this version of you. You know? And that's how I see it. That's why I can let people go real quick, because I now understand that we don't die. And I can see you later. I just won't see you in this degraded state. I can meet other people in loving states and interact with them in their loving state. And that's what I want. That's what I desire. So all that bickering and arguing, fussing and fighting and angry and mean and enrage and all that stuff, you can take that somewhere else. You can take that to people who are the same way. And the thing is, the universe is going to link you up with people who are like that, which is going to make you more angry. So, because it's just, the universe is giving you what you want. The universe is giving you what you are. The universe is reflecting back to you that which you are. And I have, oh my gosh, I have seen my life experiences change. People disappear left and right, especially at work. People, I mean, oh my gosh. All right, I think it's going to cut off, so I'm going to end this now. But anyway, all right, people, have a wonderful Thursday, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye now.